We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts.
Hello and welcome to the Collegiate Rugby All-Star Rising Stars Finals. My name is Liam Quinn and I'm here with Pat Clifton. How are you doing, Pat?
Great here for this Rising Stars final. First Rising Stars call of the weekend for me. Exciting to watch these young pups, these young up-and-comers.
Yeah, an opportunity for these guys to get their boys to get their wares on show here. We're right about to kick off here with Tommy McHale at out half. Referee gives him the go-ahead, and he drives that one skyward. It'll be caught in a big tackle put in by the Tri-State. Eager to get off the mark quickly here. Thunderbirds secure that and put it back. They're looking to set up an exit kick here. Digging frantically at the back of that ruck there, they ship it out all the way to the line. That's come out of the hands of 15 Lucas Pacheco. He'll be disappointed with that here. There is Tri-State set up to attack from the big man, Christian Gregor, as he thunders through, dragging a few bodies with him. Referee's got his hand out for a knock-on. That'll bring us back for our first scrum of the game here.
Absolutely, it's brutal conditions here, big wind. So lineouts are going to be tricky. Scrums should be the same. We should have good scrummage contests here. These teams packed down for the first time in this contest.
Looks like we have referee sound back. So after that early knock on, both sides will be looking to keep the ball in hand, be very careful with their handling today. Wind whipping around, causing few problems for long passes and for kicks at goal today. We've seen multiple penalties missing touch, which of course is throwing away your advantage in games. Number 9, Jeffrey Valentine sets to put up into the scrum. Great attacking position for Tri-State on the right. Playing left to right on your screens.
Control your seconds, okay? Don't let them come early. Seconds!
Referee letting them know early how he wants the scrums to be set up.
Crouch!
No early engage.
Bind! Set!
Big drive from both sides as the scrum crabs across. Valentine goes, but his opposite number, Ian Watson, is giving him trouble. Referee's not having any of that, and the penalty goes to Tri-State.
We're over here.
Ian Watson eager to get involved early there. Pat?
Yeah, absolutely. Just an offsides call. Says he was a little quick out of that set piece to get involved, and Tri-State's going to take their first shot at goal. These two teams played yesterday. It was Foundry who won this one 19-17. Just broke off the scrum. You got to wait till the ball's out to officially have the scrum end, and that 9 a little eager to get on top of it.
Please stay to run the team,
Played it too early.
Thank you.
That's an easy one for the referee to call.
I may have called the wrong name there. I believe he's playing 9, but it might be Tyson, might be Riggins there wearing a 13 jersey. We'll go with what we have in front of us. So Tommy McHale there with a brave statement. He's setting up to kick for the posts. The wind is not bothering him, or it's not scaring him off at least. As he sets, we can see those flags fluttering. Nice little chip kick. That's right between the posts, and he'll be happy with that. Out to an early lead.
It's practically a trick shot in this wind.
Yeah, they'll be looking to take their place kick in, kick them straight through the posts, not loft them too high. The wind could take those away from them.
A replayer that highlights not as impressive until you spot the touch flags and you see how totally flat out they are in this brutal wind.
Yeah, they'll want to hold on to their smaller players today in case they blow away in that wind. as that ball bobbles out over the touchline from the kickoff. So we get an early look at both our set pieces here as we've seen our first scrum, and now we go to our first line-out. 10 meters into the Tri-State half. They have a quick conversation there between the big forwards as they decide what play they're going to go with.
Let's go, White.
Tri-State goes straight to the front of the lineup. Set up their strike runners, and they get driven back 3 meters in the tackle there. Massive tackle put in by the Great Lakes Thunderbirds, forcing Tri-State back, and another knock on. Great pressure there from the Thunderbirds, Pat.
Absolutely, the Thunderbirds. Pressure into a turnover. Pressure into possession is what they just converted there.
I was pretty happy with that.
Tri-State having a little bit of a handling issue. You can tell they're donning those MLR shields on their shoulders. Tri-State sponsored by Rugby New York, which has picked up a new name this year. The Foundry is what they're calling this Tri-State group, but the Rugby New York Ironworkers is the new name of the mascot, the first time they've really had one. Some of the unofficial names with the Roosters and whatnot, but a great name as they pick that up, and they're sponsored by the Ironworkers. People that built
And
New
a
York.
great break through the middle there. Ball left, bowling, just bouncing around. And New York, forgetting that we try to always catch the ball in the air. They've let that bouncing there and just given Thunderbirds a great chance to run through. First to react.
Great play here against the wind. Blowing directly in their face. They put it up, weighted it just perfectly. Maybe got a little help from the wind on that bounce over the fullback's hands. And the Thunderbird was Johnny on the spot, right where he needed to be at just the right time. Easy try for him.
I think that was Parker Wall there. He'll be delighted with his contribution so far. And this will just put into perspective the wind, the state of the wind we have today as the ball blew off the tee and didn't allow the conversion to be taken. So the kicker picked it up and just drop kicked it through the posts. It's number 17, Graham Collins. Of course, your two options in that scenario are to drop kick it as he did, or get one of your fellas out to hold it. So
not only was that a smart play, but it was a skillful play there. This wind so far, somehow today, we are 2 for 2 on kicks. And kick from hand was awarded as well. That's tough to do in this wind.
Touch and goal. Touch and goal.
yeah, the odds on that wouldn't have been great before the game. But the kicker's doing well today so far.
Scrum, perfect. Touch and
That kickoff has gone out in the full, so we'll go back for a scrum at halfway. Great Lakes Thunderbirds opting to go for territory and drag play back to the halfway line as that wind that we've been talking about gets involved again.
Hey, I know the footing here is dodgy.
Nice up and over.
Together, okay?
Great kick from 12 and a really fortuitous bounce. Prevents the Foundry fullback from being able to haul it in. The wind played a factor there and played a factor here. Would he have made it from tee? Probably, but he definitely slots it dropping it.
Yes, then what a nightmare for the Tri-State fullback as he sees that ball bounce agonizingly up and over his head and backwards into the Thunderbirds' hands. Big break here from Lorenzo Lelli through the middle, breaks a couple of tackles and ships it off. Zach White recycles, that ball squirts out. The ref's going to let play go, Thunderbirds. Tri-State don't look as organized in defense there, Pat. A little slow to get off the line, maybe.
Yeah, a little slow, a little disconnected, not quite looking right and left. It doesn't look like the foosball defense that you want, where everybody's stuck in a rod and moving laterally next to each other.
Moving as one and doing their calls, listening to each other. A lot of players will be familiar with the ready, ready, ready call, ready, 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 fire, that a lot of defensive lines do, and New York don't seem to be moving as one. Thunderbirds gaining ground as they New York, a lot of hands on hips, struggling to get back into position.
Hey, you gotta give. You can't hold on like that under pressure.
Referee pinging the Thunderbirds for holding on the ground. There'll be a penalty for the Tri-State and a very welcome pressure release for them. They were starting to look very tired there, Pat.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a long weekend. I think everybody's pretty tired. This is game number 6, I think, if I've got my numbers correctly. 2 days full of rugby and good patient defense from New York or from the Tri-States, and that got rewarded here when Great Lakes made a mistake. That's why you play patiently and you don't go and if you play a little too aggressively, we were hitting them for not getting off the line or even getting back to it, but if you play too aggressively, sometimes you can stub your toes, and that time you wait till the opponent stubs your toes, you get the ball.
Absolutely, you don't want to get caught out. Tri-State, for all their defensive frailties, are looking pretty good in attack. As they shoot forward in pods, good support. Big men trucking it up to the 10-meter line. They opt for the clearing kick. Looking for open field. That's caught in the backfield just on the 22 by the Thunderbirds. As they look to run it back, he's got support out to the left. A great pass, straight to hands. He's got one man left to beat and he cuts to his right. That looks like Laula Bata. He's going to go over under the posts. Fantastic try against the run of play there by Thunderbirds.
Yeah. That kind of pace and space is usually going to win. Didn't have to do a lot after he caught that thing other than what he does really well, which is run really fast. Good catch here. Yeah, they played the depth perfectly, the Thunderbirds.
Great positioning in the backfield there from the Thunderbirds. It allowed them plenty of space to build up speed, get all 3 men coming up to the line together, and options to go left or right and break. And then Tri-State didn't come up as a straight line. They came up kind of all over the place, and it allowed plenty of gaps for Bata to slalom through and just punish them for that disorganization. The conversion again slotted, unsurprisingly.
Good step inside here. It's a tough one to make, and then just no chance with this fullback. He had a runner to his right, a runner to his left. He could have cut and run both ways himself. The fullback was all alone.
Yeah, he's got to pick his poison there. And neither of them are fun.
Great Lakes with both of the scores, both of the tries so far in this game.
A little closer to the middle. I know it's trash.
I think it's to 14-0. There are 14-3, I beg your pardon, to Great Lakes.
Pass forward. Scrum white.
We're going to have an attacking scrum to the Tri-State. Just on the 22.
It's been fine so far.
It's their best scoring platform so far. See what they can put together from it. You got a big body out here, a second row just outside the first receiver. Find out if he's a decoy or if he's the man that they want to bash it forward with.
Rabiel lurking in center field with intent. He's got the hands up. He is indeed a dummy runner as they ship it out the back to McHale. He's stopped. That was a great tackle. Dominant tackle, knocked him back, and the penalty goes to Great Lakes Thunderbirds for holding on.
That's usually how those turnovers happen. If you can win the tackle, positive grade tackle, win that point of contact, gives you a much better chance of turning the ball over. And that's when you go for it. It's one of your cues of when you know when to go for it.
And we saw the applause coming from his teammates there. They enjoyed that just as much as he did, I think, and just as much as the supporters did.
There's your middle.
So Sam Ray, the 2 on his back, sets to throw into the lineup. On their own 22. Goes to the front. The ball bobbles out the back. He does well to keep it out of touch. He gets wrapped up by the big prop. They put pressure on the ruck there. Thunderbirds doing everything they can to secure possession.
I need a faster delivery for that one.
They lose a meter on the carry there. Kick is blocked down. It shoots up. We're a meter out from the Thunderbirds line as they're getting forced back. Great pressure here from Tri-State for all the criticism we gave them on the last exchange. He turned, they're pinned inside their own in-goal area. He ships it out. He's got an overlap on the left. Clearing kick, the best option. The referee's going to blow his whistle and bring us back. Forward pass is the call. And
playing the ball out of your own end here with this wind has got to be one of Dante's circles of hell. I mean, there's just not a lot of good options, especially when you're this guy. No one's behind you. There's no legal passes. Kicking seems like a horrible idea, so you just kind of run sideways and try to find something, make something happen.
Try to find some kind of gap. So Tri-State find themselves with an attacking scrum on the 5-meter line.
Bind. Set. Behind the ball.
Scrum holds. There's a pass from the back. Plenty of decoy runners left and right, and the referee says it's going to be crossing.
We give it the 10.
The act of blocking players with dummy runners in rugby, of course, is illegal. There's a big break down the right. It looks like it's Tyson Riggins as he finally gets stopped. Keeps the ball alive with a great offload from the ground. Laula Bata tries to regain possession. Gets dragged out over the sideline there.
No quick. We're formed. No quick. We had 2 and 2. 2.
It's a great turn of possession here.
Quick thinking here, Pat.
We had it formed.
Yeah, you see that Tri-State is not ready. You can't kick it out. Let's run it out. You find some pace. That man saw a dude outside him but knew he was faster than him, so he burned him around the corner. And now all of a sudden the Great Lakes have moved the ball from their own try line to just across midfield.
Give yourself space. Don't kill it right
I know
away.
it seems like a loss that they no longer have possession, but it really is a fantastic turn of events.
Especially in conditions like this where you're playing for territory as much as possession. Great to get those 50 meters. And then credit where credit was due, that was Tishepo Musalani, who made that huge 45-meter break from inside his own 22.
Your marker's here. You brought it around and then went.
Yeah, there's a lot of runners who are getting out, and like Tishepo Musalani, the fantastic South African winger there, kind of getting isolated. The support's not quite following with them. This time, good job by Great Lakes to be where they needed to be.
And these teams and squads, of course, are a collection of guys from other teams and other schools. So they won't have the communication and the familiarity that most teams would have, practicing with each other 5-6 days a week, week in, week out. And it's leading to a lot of turnovers. We're going to see a lot of penalties and refs' whistles that we wouldn't normally see. We wouldn't have the continuity of play that we would have in normal games. There's a knock on as the referee plays advantage to the Tri-State team. They look to set up the runners. Big Pod knocks back the tackler. Number 7, Nathan Schaffer, met with a brick wall there as he went to tackle. This is a good break from Raymond Santiago as he gets play out of the red zone, out of his own defensive zone. Brendan Harders does well not to knock that on as he scrapes it up off the ground and holds the pass. They're going to move it through the hands towards the touchline. That's a high pass, and that's unfortunate. Just slipped out of his hands on the pass there, I think.
Up goes forward. Scrum gray.
Yeah, his wing out here for the Great Lakes Thunderbirds does a great job tracking across the pitch.
Scrum gray.
Hunting and hitting, waiting for the opportunity. This is a good job of not dying on that tackle. A lot of times defenders, when they make contact with the opposite, with the attacking team, that's where it stops. Then they give up. That guy made contact. The guy he made contact with was able to slip a pass out. He didn't die on that tackle, kept running downhill and made a big hit on the sideline.
Great play, staying in the game, recycling and getting yourself back in the line and of use to your team.
If you're got a 3-on-2, try to make it a 2-on-2 by forcing a pass and then sliding down. Now you got a 2-on-2.
Watch off.
Yeah, we see defenders so often try to drive players 2 or 3 meters past a rock or finish a tackle so that player is out of the next few phases. So the Tri-State players did well there to stay alive and stay useful. There's a scrum. Riggins puts it in. You move the ball through the hands. Again, slightly disjointed defensive line here, but they get out of jail free. That's a Shepo Mussolani. Can't keep that in hand. Bobbles forward.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Nice little pickup here from the 9, trying to draw the attention of the opposite defense. He does. At this point, there's a 3-on-1, essentially, if they get a quick pass out. This probably should have been a quick move here as well. But just a little bit forward. I think 15 was looking at the running option and held on to it for just a step longer and didn't transition his focus into completing that pass as safely as he could have. Even
so the fault lies more with the passer than the... Yeah, that was unfortunate. We saw his speed and danger. If that pass went to hand, how fast he could have punished him. Again, Mussolani wide on the left. He tries to keep that alive, but it bobbles out into touch. Helter-skelter stuff over and back here.
Yeah, it was a rare high open field tackle that went good for the defender. You know, this wind, just a good double tackle there from the Great Lakes. It's textbook. You want to get 2 sets of shoulders on every single tackle. That forced the turnover. And then Mussolani probably needs to just make a quicker decision. Am I going in? Am I passing? What am I doing with this defender? He gets caught up high. Tri-State ties the ball up, forces the turnover, and now they got the back at their wind. Let's see what they do with it.
That's a great point, Pat. That double tackle used to great effect there. When you're getting stopped and the ball is getting hit, very hard to hold on to possession and easier to knock it loose and cause a turnover.
Underrated usage of the maul there. It's also a great opportunity to buy yourself some space in defense.
We'll go to halftime, 14-3 here to the Tri-State, and we'll see you in the second half.
The offload was forward. The offload was forward.
Keep asking me questions.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing. We've been building, assembling, and strengthening. We've been cutting, shaping, and painting. We've created strength and beauty time and again. Our machines are made for one thing:
Welcome back to the second half here in the Rising Stars finals. Score stands at 14-3 to the Great Lakes. I beg your pardon. To the
Thunderbirds.
Great Lakes Thunderbirds. Thank you. I'm Liam Quinn, and I'm here with Johnny Broker.
Looking forward to the second half. Great Lakes, good runners in that first half. Going to be an exciting second one. Rising Stars here having to play for. I'm sure Austin Ryan, coaching this Tri-State team, had some good words for his players during the break. We'll see how it goes here, Liam.
Tri-State Thunderbird. Tri-State playing into the wind in the second half. It would have been of huge benefit to them. Plenty of turnovers, plenty of balls coming out of hands. Slight lack of organization and defense. So we'll be looking to continue that great tackle. Again, Musolani making himself useful all over the field. The big South African winger who made a huge break in the first half.
No gray.
Tri-State secure the ball and look to run it out of their own 22. There's a half break wide on the right. They'll set up their pods in the middle of the field again. Tommy McHale trying to direct traffic. There's a penalty as their reward.
You know what you did, right?
Good opportunity here for the Foundry. They got the wind in their face right now. It's a bit of a tough kick from this point, but McHale from Collegiate, worked by the great Dave Chapman up there. Plays that wind well.
And he takes no risk there. He drives it out into touch about 10 meters. They'll look to set up off their line out here on the right-hand side.
We're gonna use the line.
Tri-State playing right to left on your screens in the second half. Into the wind.
White, let's go.
You can see by those touch judge flags that wind has been causing havoc all day with long passes and place kicks. We saw a conversion taken from the hands in the first half. Quick thinking from the kickers. He took a drop kick and scored from it. All batted back and the ruck set up. Pick and go from the 10-meter line. Ball comes out to McHale. He ships it out into his midfield. And we're looking quick service here. As Timothy Wayland Silver drives up on the right-hand side of the field. Valentine service back into the midfield as the pod set up. No progress being made so far, Johnny. They're the switch pass is shipped out to an invisible player there.
Good work by Santiago to clean that one up, but really, yeah, they're not going anywhere right now, Liam. Kicking in the wind to be pretty tough, but keeping ball in hand, not working for the Foundry this stage of the second half.
So normally, if you're getting nowhere from carrying, you'd look to kick to open space, but that's not really an option, as you said, Johnny, with the wind. Now we're getting better results from the carries here as they make a few meters in midfield. Thunderbirds get their line set. They're going to look to slow down this ball here. It looks like a turnover. The referees. Ball bounced out there, but Tri-State did well to clean it up. McHale under big pressure from the Thunderbirds defensive line. It's like we have a player down. The penalty to Thunderbirds. Oh, and the injured player takes the big man, Graham Collins, down on top of him. That's an accident.
Yeah, it's a tough one right there. Got somebody falling over you. But penalty there against this Tri-State team. Player came in on an angle there. So not exactly the way they want to start this 14-3. As you see, comes in right there. See that first arriving player just came in completely on an angle. And that's Christian Greger from Marist College, or Red Fox from Greenlawn, New York. Comes in the angle on that one.
Yeah, there was no effort made there to get behind the last leg and come in through the gate, as they call it. They're going to look to kick for post, for point here.
He can be out here to grab that and get out of the way.
They have the wind behind their backs. Kicker, the tall number 12, Rafael O'Gorman from Thomas More University.
Gorman, one of the Argentinian contingent at that Thomas More, slots that one, no problem. Good kick from him. Winnie, your back does you a lot of favors.
They'll be delighted with that. Extend their lead to 17-3.
No, ball's coming from the back.
So Tri-State with an uphill battle here against the wind, down 14. If they want to gain traction here, they're going to have to do it on the ground.
Either way, I'm happy, okay? Great.
They'll be looking to get passes to go to hand. Very low risk maneuvers. Well, Carl Verstegi tries to clear that up on the ground. Referee comes in and intervenes. That was a messy kickoff there, John.
Hanging up and swirling in the breeze here. You can see it just going on. And that's Thomas Falcon, the Marist College Red Fox from Old Greenwich, Connecticut. Played at Greenwich High School. Just hit him a bit before he came to the ground. Potential penalty, potential card, frankly, there.
And we're talking to our referee.
Right?
Yeah. Takes him out the ball.
Takes him off the ball?
In the
Okay.
air, yeah.
Perfect. 7, captain.
You all right, bro? My bad.
Hey, so, came through, take it out in the air. It's dangerous.
But no surprise there. Before we just slowly take a look at him.
Thank you, Chase.
Cleans it in the air.
Very clear. That wasn't even borderline. He hit him while he was at the top of his jump.
Time on.
Of course, the aggrieved player complains, and he was dead right. So they'll lose their player to the sin then for 10 minutes.
The refs seem signal that time. Use the video board and the screen, so we don't have an official TMO, but certainly getting help from the next level rugby crew.
Making good use of the technology available to them. Smart thinking on the spot from the referee and his AR.
Great, give.
The
Great.
clearing kick went to touch on the
Don't kill your own space.
referee, calling a halt to the line out here. He wants it set up
Oh, yeah,
the way
give off a
the way
step.
he'd like.
You
He's
gotta be
making
two
sure
off
they
one.
keep the
One
gap.
more step. There you go. Same call. Ready.
Making sure we're adhering to the rules here in the setup. Looping throw there from
Sam Ray.
Breathe, settle.
Sam Ray.
Option.
Yeah, that wind just going to pick that thing up sometimes and throw. That looks like a good baseball curveball, but just hangs up, takes a turn always towards the Tri-State
White.
touch line. It's just not going anywhere.
You got a touch there from a Tri-State hand as the spin stopped halfway through its arc.
Simplicity is the key.
Hey, we've had good
More of a knock-on.
scrums lately. Please maintain. Okay.
In these conditions, they're just going to want to take everything simple, high percentage plays.
Bind.
Big front row there from the Tri-State team.
Set.
Number 3, David Salvadori from University of Albany. Christian Greger on the left. Another pass goes a begging there in the middle of the field.
Out 14.
Raymond Brown not finding it there.
Tri-State set up in the middle of the field. Referee's going to call a halt.
Before you can go in.
It was a quicker release, so he'll award Tri-State. Or reward them. As Timothy Whalen Scholar goes forward. He looks to offload. The tacklers release him, so he takes another couple of steps, breaking over the 10-meter line. He's got some support, but he's going to lose that.
Keep your feet.
Tri-State players going off their feet.
The referee's been quick and clear on this all weekend. Players coming off their feet, not supporting their weight at the ruck has been an issue, and it's going to draw a penalty every time. Certainly did right there.
And if you're going to jackal, the hands have got to go in and not touch the ground. You can't put your hands ahead of the ball and scrape them backwards. As we're seeing refs clearing up that part of the breakdown for us.
Wind to the back there for Great Lakes. Make some good distance on that one. Taking a look, that's Waylon Silver. Just a lot of fun to watch. To Fairfield, Fordham University player. Yeah, right over the top.
First right through the breakdown goes straight off and off his feet and onto his hands and knees. Referee very quick there to penalise that, John.
Watch middle, front. Watch the hold. Ready.
Well, stolen by Tri-State there. As they shoot it out and ship it through the hands quickly, they'll be delighted with this possession. They're looking for the switch pass again. They've missed 2 of them so far. The jackal attempt there, digging like a demented mole from Jacob Easterling. They've got the turnover, and it goes to their big South African weapon, the Shepo Mosolani. He manages to keep the ball in play and not go into touch.
Keep your feet.
Tyson Riggins shooting it out. That ball's gone backwards. The referee's not got it. He's not going to let him away with that. He's going to call that a knock on. It was exciting there for a second as we saw Mosolani streaking up the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a good move there for Great Lakes, but eventually fall down.
Good tackling there from Tyler Bacon on the Tri-State team. He scrum down again, Jeffrey Valentine. A couple of inches advantage on his opposite number. Tyson Riggins. Referee going to give us a few instructions here.
Okay. So we're going to have it again.
Want both front rows to hold back.
Maintain that gap.
Control their weight. Makes for a safer scrum setup.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Valentine with the service. Gets out, goes to the open side. Enrique Pisantes carrying strongly. He only had eyes for contact that time. As they bring the big forward, Waylon Silver into the action.
He came through. He came through.
Number 6, Jacob Easterling, is allowed play that as he breaks off the side of the ruck and makes a tackle.
Penalty advantage. Grade 29 offsides.
They go to the secure hands of Christian Greger, the big unit. Tri-State seem to be under pressure a lot in their own 22, getting driven back with possession.
They're just not getting any forward momentum here. They're putting the ball across the field quite quickly, just moving from spot to spot to spot, and really haven't gone anywhere. Penalty will do them a lot of favors here, even though you can hear the wind's going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah. A tough ass kicking into that wind. And is that down to defensive pressure? Thunderbirds seem to be a bit more organized.
Defensive pressure, certainly, and just a bit of lack of coordination on offense here. I know we're going to cross purposes. Some players going quick, some players going forward.
And an interesting decision there as Tri-State turned down the chance to kick the touch because of the wind and take the tap penalty from inside their own 22. You don't see that a lot.
You can see on either side here with Tri-State, they're not really much further than 15 meters in. They haven't been playing these channels quite a lot. The ball just sail over the top there. When you watch them at the end of the screens here, you watch the edge of the field. They don't have a lot of width out there. They're playing a bit tight in the field, particularly with that wind coming against them. Hard to do.
Unfortunate there, the pass to Drew Bloom went through his hand and out from Ramel Beal. So the Great Lakes Thunderbirds regain possession from this lineout on the left-hand side. Make a few substitutions here.
Replacements are plenty right now for Tri-State. Getting some players in the game is Coach Ryan.
Yellow is back on. We're even strength.
Like a hockey game, bringing another full line in there.
Maybe Tri-State are thinking that if everything's going to happen on the ground, they might as well bring in their big weapons.
I understand, but you make it very loudly.
Zach Kelly and Marcolid Basuku joining the action for Tri-State. Throw to the front of the lineout. Zach Fidishun trundles down the left-hand side. Ball to Schaffer, takes it into contact. Into Easterling, who breaks one tackle, knocks it back, meets the new arrival, Marcolid Basuku. Was trying to hold him up and create a maul. Referee yells tackle, so they'll back away. Tri-State haven't given up on that ruck.
Basuku, brother of one of the Tri-State All-Stars players, Georgie Basuku.
Rugby running in the family there. Referee clearly said release.
Time's off.
He was ignored by the Tri-State player, and
I thought it was in the try zone, sir. I'm sorry.
I understand that, but you still killed it very cynically when they're on attack. You're under pressure on the goal line.
the referee with a very quick decision. He's
Time
making.
is stopped. Time's off. Take a breath.
He was very sure about that there. He saw him, he gave him a directive, felt he was ignored, and he sent the player to the bin.
Just set the ball down, please.
Can't get much clearer than that, Johnny.
No, certainly can't. Very direct from the referee there. Good work. We're just going to hold a play here while a couple teams make substitutions. And that's the last thing Tri-State needed, was be down a player here.
Breathe.
I'm sure they'll be glad of the breather while the substitutions come on. Now we see some good communication from the Tri-State defensive line.
Set 14, 2-4.
As they're picking out their players, they're calling them in.
Here, 15.
We'll look at it here. Players just driving through there.
Okay, White, you're one heavy.
I think it's on this one. Player just comes in,
So what number?
gets his hand on the ball. No intention of releasing there.
Clock is off.
Got to let that go when you're on your stomach.
I think what he was when he was pleading his case to the referee, he said he thought he was in the try zone,
17, 1-7.
so he was trying to hold the ball up, but ignorance is no excuse.
Come again.
Ignorance not bliss that time.
2-0, 20 off. 15 off. I know. we're
Communication
cycling
issues
through.
here from Tri-State.
And 1.
You know,
Yeah.
players in the game here. We're waiting for the substitutes here. We'll see when they get it straight. Players don't want to seem to leave the field. Assistant referee seems happy.
Now the Tri-State bigger men trying to match up with the big units on the Thunderbird side as they drive straight over the line quickly, and that ball was easily put down by Clay Peters. He shunted off his opposite number with his shoulder and dropped it down with his left hand for another 5 points for the Great Lakes Thunderbirds.
Credit to Tri-State for making the finals. Just a little too much here from these Thunderbirds.
2-9.
And that's just no problem right over.
29 scored the try.
Thomas Falcon, was not enough to stop the progress there of Clay Peters. Thomas Falcon, the man who got the yellow card in the first half.
5 elapsed.
Is where
Referee saying about 6-7 minutes to go.
as our Argentine kicker sets up to add a few more points. The Thunderbirds total.
Six left.
And that's another beautiful kick.
Another look here. Just straight in, no problem.
5.5. 12
Clay
was the
Peters
kicker. 1, 2,
from
12.
Marion University, excuse me.
So,
Let's go, fellas.
Tri-State Foundry trying to salvage something from this game. It looks like it might be a win might be out of their grasp at this stage,
No, I'm sorry.
but they have plenty of they have 6.5 minutes, plenty of time to show what they can do here. Tommy McHale.
Let's go, contact.
Guys, and his team take that back, secure possession for him. That's Raymond Santiago with a great catch and an even better carry as he drives play inside their 22. Now we've got
Let it go.
Referee Valentine on the front foot. Much easier way to play for the scrum half. Marco Lid Bastuku, the carry.
Entry.
Referee's going to blow his whistle again. Side entry from the Great Lakes Thunderbirds. Great place for a penalty. He's not going to let Raymond Santiago take it quickly this time.
Thought he was going to let him go there. Bring it back, make Valentine set this one up. They certainly need the points. Couple minutes to go.
Tri-State still turning down the kick into touch. Win not to be trusted today, so they're taking the tap penalties on the ground. Much safer option. That Kelly. Strong carried. Tommy McHale, skip pass to Francis McLaughlin as he carries 3 men back a meter or 2. There's 18 Mohamed Diop. McHale, a first receiver almost every phase of this play so far. Directing traffic and trying to set someone through a gap. And Zach Kelly is called upon again. He's trying to get to the ground. Jeffrey Valentine enjoying this front foot ball a lot more than defending or than trying to get out of his own 22. Raymond Santiago again puts in a carry. Tommy McHale dishing off there to his midfielder. Valentine digging again. And the referee's going to reward him.
Oh, I need my
Again, not letting the quick tap go.
I think we might see a card here. Too many infringements coming in.
All right, big trend right now. Your arriving player's coming in before your tackler is rolling away. It's causing badness, all right? That's what that one was for here. We're right under the sticks. You're under big pressure. No more. I understand.
So, Great Lakes Thunderbirds. Captain Sam Ray gets called in and escapes with a warning, John.
Just a warning there as this game's winding down.
There's a great carry. If he'd gone left rather than right there, he might be over the try line already. But they're held up just inside. 22, John Finnan takes it himself. He's trying to get to ground. He recycles. Back Kelly with the carry. He gets pushed back a meter. There's the big number 8. Tommy McHale ships it out through the hands. Great handling from some big forward. And Raymond Santiago goes over in the corner.
Santiago deserves that one. Santiago has been tremendous. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, civil engineering major from Freehold, New Jersey, has just willed himself over the line time and time again. Or willed himself forward, I should say. This time willed himself over the line.
No. Okay.
So Great Lakes didn't infringe again, which surely would have got them a yellow card. But they have conceded the 5 points.
Just a sophomore, 6'4", 220, 6'5", 245, Santiago.
Sorry? Oh, time of the match.
No wonder he carried his tackler over the line with him. We're looking at 2 minutes or thereabouts left in the game.
Great.
Scores at 24-8 to the Great Lakes Thunderbirds. You see there the soft hands of Tommy McHale with the sympathetic pass, presenting it right in front of Santiago so he can bowl his tackler over the line. Speaking of Santiago, big strong carry there as he catches it and gains about 6 or 7 meters.
Hope to see him back in the next couple of years. Santiago's certainly making himself known right now for the Rising Stars. Could be an all-star for Tri-State in the coming years.
As the Tri-State switch play left once and then back to the right to Mo Diop.
Marist College Red Fox, my alma mater.
Johnny wasting no time getting that mention in there.
I've done it all weekend, might as well keep it going.
Grace, stay.
To John Finnan standing at the back of a ruck. Ball comes out. Uncharacteristically goes through the hands. The ref is not going to call knock on. He's going to say that went backwards. Big hit on the ruck there. Thunderbirds going for a second bite. Well, the ball shoots out. Francis McLaughlin.
25.
You might see another card here. Arm up over the top.
25.
You can see him go over the pocket right away.
That's a line break. Yeah, low.
And again, the referee very sure of his decisions. He's not humming and hawing.
You see the arm just come right up over the neck there. Just trying to get him down on the tackles. Tough when that momentum's going.
Our yellows off.
That's
Right there, arm. He's trying to get the arm around. Just comes up and over.
Those arms got to be chest height or lower than chest height. He jumped on his back there. I think he made it very easy for the ref. Because it was a line break, it led to a yellow. 6, Carl Verastegui, showing great upper body strength there as he tosses his tackler. 16, Zach Kelly goes the dummy and then ships it off.
9.
Referee going for the whistle again.
Whoa.
This time he lets the quick tap go. As Jeff Valentine gets to gain a few meters himself for once. A workhorse in the middle of the field.
Lost forward there.
Mo Diop. putting in work all over the place.
10 seconds.
Players trying to dig that away for Great Lakes, but wind up just knocking on in the attempt for the Jackals. So it's going to be a late scrum here.
Much better energy in the second half from Tri-State.
Hey, best scrum of the Give me seconds.
Players not spending much time on the ground. They're back on the quickly. They're showing energy. They're playing for each other, and they're backing each other up.
Crouch. Bind.
I wonder where a few words had at halftime.
Set. Penalty advantage, Greg.
Watson at the back of his scrum as they win that against the head.
Advantage over.
The ball is dribbled out in the corner. Final whistle. Final score here is 24-8 in favor of the Great Lakes Thunderbirds over the Tri-State Foundry. Thank you very much from me, Liam Quinn, and Johnny Broker.
Stay tuned. Big ball coming up.
Between 7th and 7th grade.
The perfect hit. We are the crouch. We are the bind. We are the set. We are the squeeze. We are the hit.